Broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. Proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. Telephone number, as always, 217-917-4405 if you want to call and be part of the show. The proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. I think I said that already. But anyway, welcome to the Ho Ho Show. And as always, I am your host, Ho Ho.
Well, heck yes.
Well, guys, I am joined in studio today by none other than Ray.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't get up. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, he found new toys, folks.
Yeah, I decided to go ahead and put new toys in there. You know, I mean, hey, it was fun for me. I figured, why the heck not? You know, I mean, do you guys like it? Really? I mean, come on. Yes. Yeah, whatever.
How the heck are you?
No, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm better in some, worse than others.
Yeah, you have that on the big jobs.
What's that do?
I put chat up.
Oh. Chat is up, then.
Yeah, chat is up. And now we're actually going live on Facebook because I wasn't doing that before. So, by the way, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Spreaker, welcome Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Facebooks now, and Periscope.
Hello.
Yeah. So we just decided we were going to do some random why the heck notness, you know.
Yes.
Yes. So what?
Randomness could be fun.
Randomness can definitely be fun, especially when we're talking about us.
Yes.
Sometimes some of our topic of conversations, holy crap, it gets a little out there.
Just, not us.
I mean, we're kind of out there anyway,
Well,
but, you know, that's beside the point.
Yes.
So, call-in number, as always, if you guys want to be part of the show, because you know what, why not? 217-917-4405. Of course, since I'm on that screen, you can't actually see the call-in number.
Yeah. Call in or chat and tell us what's on your mind.
Yeah, definitely. So what topics do you want to do on this one?
Well, let's start off with a more traditional topic that we usually do, you know, serious, and work our way into the absurd.
Okay.
Rosenstein's Congress wants to possibly impeach him for being forthcoming. What do you think about that?
Rosenstein. Now, he is the
lead investigator for...
Yes, FBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I think if you don't do your job, you know, if and he's in there, he's got a job to do, and if he's not going to do that, you know, without bias, then he should definitely be removed from office.
Right.
You know, I mean, we would expect that. You know, I mean, that would be the right way to handle, somebody that, you know, was in there for a particular job and isn't following through with it and doing what he's supposed to do.
Did you see Trey Gowdy's comments to him?
No, I did not.
Basically, in a nutshell, was telling him, yeah, it's been over a year now. Either present your evidence or let it go, or basically. And he's saying, you know, if you got something, present it to the Congress, present it to the American people, you know, and hurry the heck up. I mean, it's been all this time, and people are tired of this investigation, which is basically nothing more than a witch hunt.
Yeah, I mean, we went from, you know, Russian collusion to a porn star.
Right.
I mean, that's what we went to, guys. I mean, there's just, I mean, they're reaching. I mean, they really are, you know, and it's funny because, you know, this is one of the things that cracks me up, you know, is whenever they were first really digging, I don't want to say first really digging into it, but as they were digging into it, you know, the Russian collusion and voter tampering and all the other kind of good stuff, it wasn't being done by the Republican side, the conservative side, the libertarians. It wasn't being done by them. Mm-hmm. You know, it was being done by the other side. So it's like, you know, but that's whenever that type of stuff, they were all like, ooh, we don't want to talk about that.
Right.
You know, we'll move on to a different phase of the investigation. You know, and that's what they were doing. You know.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous and old, and we're spending millions of dollars in the past year. You know,
well, hello, daughter.
All this. You have a daughter?
Yeah, my favorite redhead.
Oh, that daughter.
Yeah.
Hello, daughter of Ho-Ho.
So, yeah. Ooh. Hello, Facebookers. Mr. Hauer and others. Welcome. All right. Let's see. I'm not telling you the name of this one. It's got a good name to it. I'm going to tell you what it is, though.
Was that your favorite one so far?
This one?
Yeah.
You know, I got so many. You know, it's hard to say which one. Right? It's hard to say which one is my favorite. You know, I don't.
Was it one of the ones you were mentioning earlier?
Oh yeah, this is one of them I was mentioning earlier.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the one that I'm not going. You know, one of them I even changed the name of it because I'm like, no, I can't use the name of this. You know, so I changed the name of it. You know, because I had originally entitled it something else, and we're going to take a quick break. And I got to get into the song. Yeah, we'll be right back. And welcome back to the Ho-Ho Show. Like I did that was good, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Crap. Hold on. That was the wrong button. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're both on there. Look at that. This isn't quite...
Sounds like an episode of Chips.
Dude, right? That was a good show back in the day.
Yeah.
I liked it. I watched it quite a bit. I watched quite a few of them shows back then.
Yeah.
You know, Night Court. Oh, I love Night Court.
Yeah.
That was a good show. It was another some of the more popular ones we watched back in the day.
Do you remember Auto Man?
Auto Man? No.
Yes. Yeah, look that up sometime. It was a good one.
I remember that one. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
What about Sledgehammer?
Oh, heck yeah. Sledgehammer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good show back in the day. I like how they're remaking a lot of shows. Actually, they're supposed to be remaking a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe as a live-action movie. They're supposed to be remaking that one. Yeah, right?
Wow.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I think it's kind of... Unless you're resurrecting the cartoon, I think it would be lost on today's generation because they don't have the cartoon kind of
Right.
You know,
I think you're right.
I mean that's where the original, you know, the movie, you know, that's and it even flopped. It did. It didn't get very good reviews.
Right.
You know. Anyway, what else we want to do?
Well, let's see. Talk about Rosenstein.
Yeah, Rosenstein. Yep.
Yeah, and
At least you pronounce his last name right.
yeah. So shenanigans there, like
Shenanigans.
usual.
Oh yeah.
You know,
There's
and
always shenanigans.
they're talking about you know, more internet censorship has been going on.
Right.
You know, and one of my friends, I'll just mention Alex Jones, has been experiencing a lot of that with his programming, and some of his friends with their programming, and they don't like that truth getting out there.
You know, that's one of them things. You know, and I have. Hello, Laura. That's one of them things that, and I've talked about this, you know, on previous shows, but you know, with me personally, it's like, you know, when you are, you know, it's like that whole free speech thing, and people will throw out there that, you know, it's you know, doing what they're doing is okay because, you know, it's their business, it's their space, and if they want to limit the speech in that space, then, you know, so be it.
Right.
You know, and of which case I can understand that argument if it wasn't for this one thing. You know, I mean, you know, whenever you portray, and now I do have some looking into it I have to do. You know, I gotta look into some facts. Mm-hmm. But, you know, one of them aspects is, you know, and this is kind of a, you know, regardless of the facts, this particular point of it kind of negates those facts, you know, but it's like, okay, for instance, you know that as a, you know, like as a church, you are not supposed to back a political party due to your, you know, tax exempt status.
Right.
And, you know, and whenever the Bob was in the, you know, the Senate hearings, you know, the dude from Facebook, Zuckerberg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you. That name was sliding right out of my head. But when Zuckerberg was in them, you know, in that hearing, he was cautious on how he worded things because of the, you know, type of tax exempt that he gets and whatnot, you know, and
right.
That's one of the reasons why I think he was very, very cautious on how he worded that. But, you know, I said that to say, you know, to get into it like this, you know, if you are a privately owned business, you know, and if you don't want to allow certain type of speech in your, you know, establishment, on your website, you know, what social media, whatever the case may be, then, you know, fine. You know, I'm gold with that. You know, private business, you have the right to do that. Mm-hmm. You know, but if you are a business publicly traded on Wall Street, you know, are stepping out of the private domain and stepping into the public domain, and in which case, in part of the public domain, free speech.
Right.
You know, and it's one of them things of, you know, especially if you are going to advertise and say that, hey, you know, we are a place for open, you know, open, non-bias, you know, whatever the case may be, then how can you claim to be one and obviously are being the other?
Exactly.
You know?
Right. And the thing about it is, it's been mentioned, if another friend with POW Media has mentioned, if they can bring down people like, you know, Alex Jones or the Drudge Report or some of the more national alternative media, then they can bring down pretty much, they can censor all the rest of us.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
And that's why it's so important to support these other people that are more nationally recognized, because they're at the front lines of all the rest of us. If they go down, then the rest of us go down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's one of them things too that, you know, is, you know, where I want to go with this.
I don't know, but I see a smoke coming out.
Yeah, there's smoke coming out of my head. You know, it's kind of one of them things. It's like, you know, okay, for instance, you know, not heat.
Heat is on. Heat is on.
No, but it's one of the things that offensive speak. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you don't want to protect offensive speak. You don't want that around, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no. offensive speak is exactly the type of speak that needs to be protected. You know, and it's also one of them things that, you know, like what you were saying, you know, these are the people that are on the front lines, you know, and you know, me personally, I don't, you know, there's a lot about Alex Jones. I don't really watch his programming. I don't really get into it. You know, there are some things that I think is kind of far-fetched, or some things that he does that makes a lot of sense, you know, but at the same time, I'm not a big follower of him. But besides that, and you know, it doesn't matter what you think personally of Alex Jones, he still has the right to have a platform and to be heard.
Right.
You know, either way you look at it, whether you agree with him or whether you don't agree with him, he has the right to be heard. You know, he has the right for his voice to be out there, for his view to be out there, regardless of what you think about it. You know, now granted, I'm not going to, you know, condone a lot of what some people do. I mean, if you're obviously putting videos out there, you know, breaking the law or otherwise, then yeah, I mean, you're already breaking the law. Why should you be allowed to broadcast breaking the law? But with other things of just spreading an opinion or information, well, that should be allowed.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, okay, and I'll even go inside with hate speech, okay, yeah, but you know, even still, sometimes I don't exactly agree with censoring hate speech, in a matter of speaking, but
right,
you know, court of public opinion, if you get accused of hate speech and it's obviously hate speech, well, the court of public opinion is going to take care of you and shut down your business and shun you out of, you know, wherever you're at. You know, I mean, there's no need to prosecute.
Right.
You know, and in some cases, you know, yes, there is in some cases, but sometimes it's like, who the heck cares? You know, like the NBA owner, you know, yes, he said something pretty stinking stupid. Court of public opinion, he was going to lose his position and lose his job anyway. There was no need to go after him any further than that.
Right.
You know, he already lost all kinds of stuff, you know. Like it or hate it, he already did.
Exactly. And you seen the headline about Facebook stocks going down billions and billions of dollars, and even Zuckerberg himself, I think, lost, don't quote me, but somewhere around $12 to $15 billion in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear it was that much.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did hear, and that was going into, what's that? Twitter. You know, they were purging fake accounts, and their stock dropped like 19%.
Yeah.
You know, investors are holding back on, you know, that and Facebook and other social media because of it, you know, and that one I had heard and gotten into a little bit. And, you know, with Facebook, it's one of them things that what do you expect after what they got accused of and what they basically got caught doing? I mean, What did you expect from it, you know?
It's kind of like on a smaller scale, you know, Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
You know, when they did the whole gun thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
As soon as that happened, their stock just down the toilet too. I mean, it wasn't billions of dollars like Facebook, but same application, same result.
Exactly.
You know?
We're going to take another quick break. Be right back. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. I mean, on the right screen, see that? Oh, I did it right that time. Yay! I so rarely do it right. You know, there's a lot of cogs in this thing. I mean, there really are. Sometimes trying to get them to line up all together, you know, I've only got so many fingers. Yeah, there's something wrong with me.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You were saying.
So I was talking to a fisherman and only had one arm, and he was like, dude, I caught a fish the other day. It was this big.
Yeah.
That's one of them dad jokes. You know, I love dad jokes. They're great.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of did I tell you I went to a wedding last week?
No. Did you go to a wedding?
Yeah.
Did you walk down the aisle?
No. Two of my friends, two antennas got married.
What?
Two antennas got married.
Two antennas.
Yeah. Wedding was kind of small, but the reception was great.
Well played. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, that was the wrong one. There we go. Yeah. Good joke, sir. Good joke. Yep.
Yeah, anyway, Facebook. Yeah.
Yep. Good joke. Good. Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, and for my next one.
You're here all week.
All week.
Something like that.
Yeah. How'd you like to click on your computer, one day and be like, oh crap, I just lost $12 billion.
Yeah,
what's the thing that runs through your mind?
Oh crap?
Yeah. It was only $12 billion. That's okay.
You know, with how much money the man is worth, I mean, it probably, I don't want to say it didn't mean that. 12 million or 12 billion?
12 billion with a B.
Wow. Okay, well, with a B, I don't see how you could have so much money that 12 billion was like, whatever.
Yeah. That's with a B, a capital B, not a mill, but a bill.
So not a lowercase b, a capital B?
A capital B.
Wow.
Gone. Poof.
Mm-hmm.
That had to hurt.
That definitely had to hurt.
Yeah. I'm sure he didn't apply for SNAP benefits or anything like that, but... That's just a thing. No, I mean, in a matter of speaking, I can't say as if I'm surprised after, everything that got released that they were up to and whatnot. I mean, I really can't say as if there's a lot of surprise on that. Right.
I just can't.
Nope. But it was interesting. I mean...
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had a bad week.
To say the least.
Mm-hmm.
To say the least. He had to have had a bad week. I can imagine losing that kind of money.
So where do you think Facebook ultimately is headed? Do you think it's going to be end up like MySpace or other platforms like that? Eventually,
yeah. And that's, that really goes with all of them. Because if they are not a platform, okay, and here's one of the things, especially when we're talking about conservatives, if you are not a platform that allows for open-ended conversation, open-ended, broadcast of messages, then yeah, there's going to be somebody else come along the line to replace you. And it really has already happened. There's MeWe, there's, for, Facebook, I mean, there's, other alternatives out there. There's Vimeo as far as a video alternative for YouTube. I mean, it is one of them things, and this is a sad part about it, though. YouTube, Facebook, I mean, they are so stinking big that they can charge advertisers in order to pay for the service to where the people using the service don't have to pay for it. So that is a positive about them.
Mm-hmm.
A negative about some of the other companies that are coming up is that they need the people using the services to pay for said service because they don't, you got to pay for it somehow, and that's a sad thing is, I mean, you got to pay for it,
Right.
Somebody's going to be dishing out the money to pay for the service. And right now with Facebook, with YouTube, it is the advertisers who are wanting their stuff to be, you know, commercials to be seen. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is, you know. And until some of these other names, one, come to light, get out there, and become popular, you ain't stopping YouTube. They got too much money. You ain't stopping completely Facebook, at least at this point in time, not until something, you know, not until the next best thing comes around. You know,
And that's what I was wondering too, with everybody pulling out of Facebook as far as stocks wise. You know, if some investors are really looking for that next thing and saying, you know what, I'm going to try this company. I'm going to buy some stock up into this and see if it takes off. There's some potential out there for somebody to make a crap ton of money if they they do it right.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, I mean, look at Facebook, you know. I mean, that was the same thing from their beginning, you know. I mean, think about the person who, you know, first went into Facebook whenever it first became, you know, a publicly traded company.
Right.
You know, I mean, holy crap. And who would have thought back in the day that MySpace would have gone by the wayside? I mean, it was a pioneer in its day.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was. Everybody was on MySpace. I still have a MySpace account.
I had to re-up mine. For my original one disappeared or got deleted for lack of use after so long.
Is MySpace still even a thing? Can you even go onto MySpace?
Yeah, it's still there. It's just it's not. It's a little different than what it was, but all the old accounts, you know, you have to redo your old account.
Wow, it is still on there. Dude, I didn't know MySpace was still a thing. Holy crap, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a MySpace account from way back in the day, so apparently it's not active anymore. But yeah, back in the day, I definitely was using MySpace.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
And that could be wrong, but just a thought. If the people at MySpace reinvent it and do some do some tweaks and this and that here and there, knowing what they know about Facebook and their mistakes, there's a potential for them to be on top once again.
Right, capitalize on that, and heck yeah, you ain't kidding on that. You know, I've not used MySpace
because it is a well-known name. I mean, even though it's archaic,
compared
to now, it's still known to where they could. I think the right people could really turn MySpace around if they do it right.
Yeah, well, it still has an internet. You know, I mean, it still has an internet presence. It still has, you know, it still has a name, like what you said.
Right.
You know, it still has that. So, I mean, it potentially, yeah. But, I mean, even still, I mean, why would you want to do the exact same thing that Facebook is doing? But, you know, even still, you take a look at their platform or whatnot, they're doing it right.
Well, tweak it a little bit to make it your own, but still offer the same kind of services. But, I mean, there's some potential still there if they
capitalize.
Yeah.
Got to capitalize.
So, okay, I'm curious, is MySpace an openly traded company, or is it still privately owned? Or does anybody out there in Chatland know?
Yeah, I got no idea on that.
Because if it is publicly traded, I'm curious of what the stock rate is. That could be an investment if you have some extra cash to put in.
There we go. Is MySpace publicly traded? Let's see.
And the answer is?
I don't know yet.
Searching.
It looks like yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It got sold back in 2005. And even there's a MySpace app, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, no, it'll take a... So it looks like it was bought for $580 million. Holy crap, that's a lot of money.
Right. Be interesting to see how much each share of stock is worth, or how much you can buy a share of stock for.
Actually, it looks like that that was purchased by Murdoch's News Corporation. And I'm going to have to rewind this. There we go. Murdoch News Corporation. You know, you gotta love the internet. You know, you got a question, you know. Oh, okay, so it looks like it was bought by an individual, though. So I don't know if it is publicly traded on Wall Street.
Interesting.
Actually, it might not have. It almost looks like it did not go public. Never mind. But it does say that it was purchased by Murdoch's News Corporation. I don't know. That'd be something to look into.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's potential there.
No, yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, guys, we're taking a quick break. And a memento, por favor. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. How y'all doing?
Hello.
All right. Well, you said you had some you was wanting to, some tech news you wanted to introduce into here.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got for tech news?
Well, we've
Hey, let's go ahead and kill the. Do you want to kill the music or keep it going? What do you want me to do?
Go ahead, kill it.
Kill it?
Yeah.
All right. It's dead.
Died.
All right. So, by the way, your news. Hey, what is it?
You know, we've talked about AI and
Oh, yeah.
robotics and everything that's coming out lately. Not to be graphic or anything, but the Chinese, you know, talked about the sex robots, the upgrades,
Oh, he gone and done it.
and all that. But the news about that is they've 3D printed. They're claiming they can 3D print anybody's face now onto these robots. Think about that for a second.
Not just. I don't know if I want to go here.
But
Not just.
I mean, you go down the street and you see your ex-girlfriend, you know, in a car. Well, it's not your ex-girlfriend. You know, it's a robot. Or, you know, your current girlfriend and somebody else has a 3D printed face on one of these things. and also, I'm going to unload all this on you and get your response.
Okay.
And just the privacy issues.
I'm scared.
The privacy issues of this. You know, being able to put anybody's face on a robot You know, where is that crossing the line as far as legally or just morally or both? Or
Well, they've already been doing that more or less with celebrities, in a matter
Right.
of speaking. You know, and I would.
go for it, ho ho.
Wow. I would have to. Yeah, I would have to say I would think of it as crossing a line.
Right.
Because. One, like even in a video, you're not supposed to use somebody else's likeness in a public video unless you have their consent to do that, you
Right.
know. And if you are using somebody's likeness without their consent, or at least, using somebody's likeness and selling it, well, then, some of the profit for that likeness would go to them. And if they're not, then it's absolute theft.
Right.
So it's like, what type of legal, implications are behind this, but I couldn't. I probably would buy one. It depends on who it was, though, Mr. Howard. But that's the thing, though. I mean, it's not just their faces. That I don't want to go into graphic detail on this. Let's
just
keep
doing the
it.
face.
Let's keep it
doing
clean.
the face.
Let's keep it clean because they're talking about other.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, just and that, but they've been doing that at least in the Silicon Valley. They've been doing this for years.
Right.
Oh God.
But just the implications of it
Did you
all.
like that Silicon Valley?
Yeah,
Did you like that?
I
Did you see
caught that.
what I did there?
Yes.
So, yeah. They've been talking about it for a while, though. But yeah, I would think of it as a that's an invasion of privacy.
Right. I mean, especially with all the piracy and everything else on other products.
Right.
They get your. Well, I mean, probably not your face.
Thanks. Well played, sir.
But let's say an attractive female's picture off Facebook. Oh, it's her profile picture. Oh, okay, or whatever. They scan that picture, and then they put it on this robot, and there's so many disturbing possibilities out there with it, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes to the moral of society, where we're headed. Are we just really going down the rabbit hole and there's no hope?
That's why there's a series out there in Netflix, Black Window, or Black Glass, or Black Mirror. Black Mirror, maybe that's it. Black Mirror.
Yes.
Good series, and it talks about what happens when that rabbit hole has gone down to its darkest place. I mean, it's of course putting a lot of darkness into it, but it's one of them possibilities. But I not a sponsor. Oh wow, yeah. Wow. Can't believe you took me to Silicon Valley.
Did I leave you
one.
speechless on that?
Yeah. It's just, I couldn't stand behind, something like that. I mean, if it's just, wow.
Keep going. You're doing good. You're welcome. I'm number one, I know.
Oh.
There has to be a sound effect for that one.
Wow. That was great.
You were saying, sir.
I don't want to say anymore. I'm done. You can't make me.
Who won a bet?
Maybe.
Whew, that was good.
But I could not.
Choose your words carefully.
I don't think there's any way to say that would be clean. I don't think that such a way exists. Oh, holy crap.
Wow.
Okay. I don't agree with that. With the usage and possible implications of such technology, with such using of people and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Really trying to choose my words very well, and there's, holy crap. That wasn't bad. I've done better.
Right.
Oh, holy cow.
It just opens up a whole door of possibilities that shouldn't be gone through. You went there.
I did. I'll blame that one on
Literally.
me totally.
But, it's not just in that arena, but just, AI.
Oh, yeah, dude.
As things progress, artificial intelligence, there's just so many potential abuses of that to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And that's just the thing. And like, okay, I love technology. I really do. I mean, we have entered into a day and age where, in a matter of speaking, there's no such thing as science fiction. We've gone into the, to the area of it's science, not science fiction. It's science fantasy, because it's, it's kind of a matter of speaking that, the science hasn't been used in that way. In a matter of speaking, you know what I'm saying? And the implications are scary, and it goes back a ways. I mean, I'm talking, from movies, for quite a while. Terminator talked about it. Several others have talked about it. I mean, we've gone into an avenue that, it's, the possibilities are endless. And even the people whom created the first computer, warned against basically y'all's going to laugh at me, but uprising of the machines.
Right.
And the potential hazards of, artificial intelligence. And you know what? We're going to get into that after a quick break. Like I threw that in there. That was very good, right? All right, guys, we'll be right back.
It's the Ho-Ho Show, baby. Oh, yeah. You got that right.
All right, so we were talking about the implications behind AI. I'm killing the music. Implications with AI, yeah.
All kinds of fun stuff.
Oh yeah, but like what I was saying, I mean, we've entered into an area where there is no such thing as science fiction. It's pretty well gone towards the lines of science fantasy.
Right.
You know, and I'll give an example. You know, y'all's going to laugh at me, but I'm giving you an example. Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they were talking to the scientists about that, the science was sound behind what they were doing. They've done it. They've tried it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't necessarily say that they've gone as far as actually physically creating a dinosaur, but the science is sound. You know,
Right.
a lot of the science behind Star Trek isn't science fiction anymore. It's science fantasy. I mean, the only aspect about that, one aspect about that we haven't actually done yet, and that's warp speed.
Right.
You know, they've at least conceded to the idea that it's possible, but we have absolutely no idea how to do it just yet.
Right.
You know, even teleportation is possible.
Mm-hmm.
They have done it on a small scale. They have not done it with biological cells and whatnot, but they have done it with non-biological. So, I mean, even teleportation is possible.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of that type of stuff. That's the age that we've entered into. You know, the scary aspect of it is, but, you know, yes, there's no such thing anymore as science fiction.
I just seen an article this
Science
past week
fantasy.
of they claim to have made an artificial embryo using stem cells.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That's kind of scary.
Yes.
Trying to create their own
Creating life,
human,
yeah.
trying to play God.
Science, you know, science, genetics, human genetics, trying to put I mean, that's definitely, it goes along the lines of holy crap, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Then you've seen it's been a little bit, but the Japanese scientists that basically made a transformer. It's still controlled by them as far as remote, you know, but they turn the vehicle into a robot, and the robot turns back into a vehicle. There's a video
I
out
seen
somewhere.
like a sports car or something that they actually did make one. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a transformer like what we, you know, have seen Transformers, the movie, the cartoon, the whatever.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't do that.
I hope that was you.
That was definitely me. It's an earthquake, everybody. But no, it's you know, but yeah, that doesn't exactly surprise me. I mean, you know, really ever since the movie, they've been trying to, or at least ever since the cartoon, they've been, you know, figuring out different things, and I'm not completely surprised. I mean, of course, it's not, you know, artificial intelligence operating; it's a remote control, but
Right.
know.
It's one step closer to
Mm-hmm.
the big thing.
You know, that's one of the things too. We've kind of talked about this before, that, you know, with you know, quantum computing, you know, is one of them things that could help make a true learning computer possible.
Right.
You know, I was even reading something not that terribly long ago, and they were talking about, you know, mapping. You know, it's an aspect of allowing people to live forever. You know, mapping your brain, and you know how you think, your thoughts. You know, your cognitive brain, mapping it into a computer. You know, have you seen the movie Chappie?
No.
That's what that movie was doing. You know, it was talking about mapping somebody's brain. That's what the guy created an artificial intelligence, put it in a military robot. The military robot figured out how to map the human cognitive brain, and was able to transfer it from a person into a machine. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah. Not one of Hugh Jackman's better movies, but, you know, it's a decent movie nonetheless. You know.
And this is more tech than AI, but you know, the cars that drive themselves. Mm-hmm. Here's a question as a trucker. Not saying it would happen like within the next year, but eventually, if they get all the bugs worked out of that, do you see them doing that with cargo transportation, like automatic shipping, like semis driving themselves or partially driving themselves, or any combination thereof?
As far as driving on the road, in a matter of speaking, I don't see it happening. You know, just for the simple fact is there are, you know, whenever you're talking that kind of weight, you know, with that many things that can go wrong, I don't see it happening. You know, because things happen that a driver has to either compensate for or, check physically and whatnot, and there's too many hazards along the road. You would have to have a team of people to basically check, the working condition of the vehicle before it went down the road. There's just way too much hazards. And that's not to mention just road hazards outside of that, with construction. Whenever you change the direction of the road, for construction aspect, there's a whole lot of programming that's got to go into it to make a vehicle see that and steer around it too. You also got, with different traffic patterns and whatnot. It's just, you have to be able to adjust what's going on, 9 seconds in front of you, absolute minimum, and with a semi. And that's a lot of awareness that a computer program would have to do. I don't see it happening anytime soon. However, when it comes to at a, like at a shipper, they could absolutely do that. Having autonomous driving yard dogs that moves a trailer, a full trailer into, out of a spot, into a dock, and then, back again. That is definitely possible, and that is something that they are working on doing.
Interesting.
Yeah, that they're working on doing, and that is extremely, that is feasible. That is extremely feasible. As far as, autonomous driving semi, I don't see that happening anytime soon. It's just there's way too many road hazards. There's way too many things that a driver has to do that a machine isn't going to be able to. A machine cannot do.
Right.
I don't see it happen. Cars can happen a heck of a lot easier before a truck can. Still possible, but I would almost go as far as to say, let's say we are 20 years away from a feasible working model of a self-driving car. 20 years. Arbitrary number, it doesn't mean anything. I would say that we are 30 years down the road from a workable model, the same thing in a semi. Minimum.
But do you think at some point it still could be possible, though?
At some point, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there's a lot you would have to do to really, for that to work.
Right.
I would even go as far as to say that you would have to have, a lot of traffic cams up that, and this is just an aspect of this is what it's like driving a semi, but you would have to have a lot of traffic cams up, and the system that is driving the truck would have to be aware of the traffic patterns coming up. Otherwise, it's over. It's one of the things that driving, it's either 55 or 60, and, for my truckers out there, let me know on this one. But, and I'm wanting to say for 55 miles an hour, you have to have 9 seconds following distance behind the car in front of you, because if they slam on your brakes, they slam on their brakes, and let's say you have, 5 seconds of following distance, you're killing the vehicle in front of you. Unless you swerve out of the way,
right?
Unless you take the ditch or something like that. So, that's aspects of that, getting a computer to understand, following distance, getting, going around the object, taking the ditch, that's something that we're a ways from.
Right.
Possible? Sure. But there's a lot you would have to do,
Yeah.
I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, we talked about AI, the cars, the trucks, the robots.
Nanotechnology. Dude, they're actually trying to program nanotechnology to seek out and destroy cancer cells in the body.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know how working they have that yet, but that's one of the things they're working on. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of like the movie Inner Space.
Good movie.
That was a good movie.
You just digested the bad guy.
Exactly.
Martin Short.
And Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin short. They did a thingamajigger not that long ago, a comedy thing that they did together.
Huh.
Yeah, it was interesting. It wasn't bad. It was not horrible. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I'll just do it that way. It wasn't bad. I wouldn't watch it again.
Speaking of movies,
Uh-oh.
was that a clip, an actual movie clip, or is that just the fan made something?
You know,
made
I
up?
actually have heard. This was even last year, year before. Like we watched a commercial on Facebook's, and what's up, Shopping Spy? But we watched a video on Facebook's, and it was a trailer for Forrest Gump 2. You know, but I actually have heard that there has been talks of them doing a Forrest Gump 2. And that didn't look like a fan-made trailer. You know, it really didn't. I mean, granted, there were some things in there that was like obviously was put in there.
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, the Woody doll being set in front of, you know, Jenny's tombstone, obviously. But some of the other stuff, you know, I mean, it didn't look like a fan-made trailer to me.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. The trailer made me laugh. I thought it was funny.
We shall see.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was good though. I liked how they did that, you know. Yeah, that was good. I did notice that in the trailer they actually did use the same. Now this is assuming that the trailer is real, but they actually did use the same kid that was Forrest's son from the first one. You know, they used the same person, so I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Right.
You know, they used the same actor, which I figured, you know, hey, they recast that crap all the time. Why wouldn't they recast this one? But they didn't. You know, if it is a real, assuming that it's a real trailer, at any rate, who knows? Who knows?
We talked about this before, and I researched a little bit more some possibilities of. We talked about a remake of Star Trek with Captain Picard.
Yes. Quentin Tarantino.
And
Quentin Tarantino.
The current rumor is that it's possibly not going to be an actual movie, but a mini-series, kind of like what they did with the X-Files.
No, okay.
Like a so many episode mini-series. And one rumor is that they're going to do away with Picard in some fashion.
Yeah, kill him off. Yeah,
I hope they don't kill him off. I hope it'd be more Trekkie if they would just promote him and put him somewhere else. But
well,
I hate when
think
they kill
the
people
fans.
off.
I think the fans would like it more if they, you know, retired him or made him an admiral or something. I think the fans would like that more.
Right.
You know, this way he could still do cameos and appearances in the movies if he so chose. You know, but yeah, I would like to see something like that. You know, instead of just killing him off or completely getting rid of him. You know, to promote him, man, promote him.
Yeah, he's only been
Make
a
him an
captain for
admiral.
how many years?
Oh, like he's been a captain a long time. He's been a captain quite a while.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's going to be a type of miniseries like they did with the X-Files. And then there's a possibility, another rumor, of a new Star Trek series called Starfleet Academy.
That one I have heard.
But rumor has it it's kind of be more to the younger generation, kind of like I hate to say it, a 90210 type
Oh God.
thing of acceptance and this and that, and you know yeah. So I'm not too. I'm kind of curious how that is going to play out.
A 90210 version of Star Trek.
Right.
Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of them things. If they did it right, that wouldn't be too bad. I mean, who are they going to use as far as the main cast? And, you know, like a son or something of, you know, Picard or, you know.
Riker and Troy.
Yeah, Riker and Troy. Or, you know, even going further back into, you know, like Spock or somebody, you know, so.
And the third rumor is, I don't know if it'll be a movie or another miniseries like they're going to do with Picard, but they're talking about doing something with the eugenics wars. Have you heard that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, with a Khan, the original eugenics wars
Oh,
with Khan.
right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, that could be interesting.
That would be.
Give some good backstory to, what went on.
And you did tell me that, and one of the questions I had on that was, are they going to get, if they did something like that, I would love to see it with, Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan again. Okay.
Heard some sounds go off.
Okay, well, all right, so it appears as though we may have had some issues with YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, a couple other things. I don't know. Let me know, guys, if it is actually working over there in video land. Mixers and YouTubers and all y'all's out there. Because it looks like I had a hiccup with OBS Studio. It disconnected, reconnected again, and it does appear as though things are reconnecting. So we're going to call it good so far. Facebook feed actually looks just fine, so we're going to go along with that. Facebook is just fine, I guess. It doesn't really seem like it hiccuped, really. I mean, a slight hiccup, but not horrible. But anyway, let us continue.
Yeah.
Why not? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a quick break while this thing reconnects. And when we come back, who knows where we'll be.
Where no man's gone before.
Oh, well played, sir. Couple minutes, we'll be right back. And we're back. Holy cow. So it appears as though everything is back up and working correctly. It appears, for some reason, OBS Studio, which is what I use for streaming, it decided to go all weird on me. I don't know why.
They're trying to shut you down, man.
Yeah. No. Didn't work. I mean, it disconnected and then reconnected again. I mean, I don't understand. But it didn't seem to put that much of a hiccup in on Facebook. So we'll just say that everything is fine. That's what we're going to say. Everything is fine. Maybe. All right. So where we at now?
Meow?
Yeah. I guess I'll stop this. No need to go through 1:21 on that one.
Right. Yeah, the eugenics wars. They're going to do something with that. That should be interesting.
That would be. That would be.
I'm kind of curious though how they're going to play that out, because in the original series, when Khan was first introduced, before my time, the eugenics wars, according to back then, took place in the 1990s. But of course, time went by, and
right, yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to play around and change the date, or how they do that, or just not mention a date and just mention what happened.
Right. Yeah, that's possible. That's, I don't know. That would be interesting to see how they end up playing that out. Or if they plan on basically doing it, coinciding it with the remake. Well, obviously it's going to be with the remake version, but even still, they'll probably play around with the dates, I'm sure.
Right. Is there any area of Star Trek you'd like them to tap into or expand on?
Deanna Troy.
Oh,
that was
boy.
horrible. That was horrible. No, I don't know. I mean, I guess.
What's your favorite part of the series?
Well, with the original, the William Shatner originals, I didn't really watch a whole heck of a lot of those. I really didn't. I'll be honest. I really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really start getting into Star Trek until, The Next Generation.
Right.
I watched The Next Generation. I like that one, of course, I watched some of Deep Space Nine. I didn't get really into it a lot, but they were using some of the same characters from The Next Generation. So, I mean, it had at least a character base that you were familiar with going into it,
right.
Which made it easier to transition, at least from Next Gen to Deep Space Nine. Voyager, I really wasn't a huge fan of Voyager.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
I didn't really like the accident with the hyperdrive, and they got bounced God knows where across on the other side of the galaxy. It's like, Star Trek is far fetched enough.
Right.
Why throw that kind of stuff into it? I don't know. I never did get into that one though. Really, I don't know. I can't really say. I can't say either way. I think where they're at is fine, with doing the eugenics program. I think that's got some potential to it. Other than that, they're already going with the, with the original generation, with the first generation.
Yeah, that's supposed to fill in some gaps in the timeline, because it has been actually a few years since the last movie.
Right. I think they would be taking a lot on if they tried to basically revamp something else along with what they're already doing. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a lot to ask, the fans.
Right.
It's bad enough with, with Star Trek, but even still with not Star Trek, Star Wars. It's bad enough with that, but you're still going on a timeline and characters and an overall story that people are aware of and familiar with. Mm-hmm. However, with Star Trek, if they do that, they really don't have a lot, near as much of that to really get into as they do with Star Wars.
Right. Whatever makes them money, though, they'll keep going.
Yeah, but if it doesn't make sense to fans, they ain't going to watch it and view it. It's not really going to
They're
make
already
them...
doing that. It's called Star Trek Discovery.
Nah, not watch that one either.
Yeah, don't worry. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Klingons don't even look like Klingons.
What?
Oh yeah, they've gone with that
Star
series.
Trek what?
Discovery, yeah.
I'm going to have to check this out.
The Klingons look like red-headed potato guys. I'm not joking. They were smoking something when they created that thing.
Star Trek Discoveries.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there was a lot of backlash from a lot of fans about it.
Oh, that's the one that's got Sam in it. the one that's got Sam in it? Oh, that's Star Trek Enterprise. Never mind. That's not Discovery's. Ooh, let's go with images. Because I want to see some images.
Mm-hmm. See if you can spot the Klingon.
What the heck? That's the Klingon? That dude right there?
Yeah, that's a Klingon.
Well, they got the head thing going on. They at least did that. They did that right. Is he purple?
Yeah, kind of different color. Yeah. Looks like Mr.
The heck is
Potato
that?
Head.
Okay, you guys got to see what I'm seeing. There we go. Check out that. What is that guy?
Hard telling.
I don't even know. Well, the other one I was looking at was, where did it go? Oh, it's down further. Yeah, there we go. There. That, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that as a Klingon, but I don't know what the heck that is. I'm guessing that's a Klingon.
Yeah, that was a big controversy from fans when they did that stuff.
She's doing the thumb wrong. Isn't it like that, you know? Live long and prosper. How did Spock do it? I think Spock did it like this.
I thought it was like this.
Mork and Mindy. Robin Williams actually had the same hand sign. He said "nanu nanu." That's beside the point there.
Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of different crap they've done on that show that kind of weird.
Yeah, see these first three. I don't even know what his name was in the show. The captain of Deep Space Nine.
Oh, Benjamin Sisko.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. At least one of us knew that.
Yes. Also, to the Bajorans, he was the emissary. FYI. Yeah.
Oh. Anywho.
Yeah.
All right, now that we've bored people out of the show. Now where are we going with? Dallas, good morning, sir. All right, where are we at?
Well, we did Star Trek.
We did Star Trek. We didn't really... No, I'm not doing Star Wars. I'm not, you know...
Yeah, we've covered that. There's no new news about Star Wars yet. But you never know. It'll pop
I
up
still need to do a Darth Vader one.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the things I've kind of heard that they're going to touch base into is with whoever Palatine's Palpatine, you know, with Darth Sith Lords, you know, Bob, you know, the dude, yeah, him, you know, with him getting into, you know, his backstory with who's his face, dude. There's some canon out there. Oh, Ermy Gurr. There's some canon out there. All right, because who's his face? Darth Sidious, whatever the heck his name is, you know, Senator Palpatine. Okay, with him. All right.
Right.
There is some canon out there that argues that his dude that, you know, was above him that he killed, that he is the one who actually made Anakin. That it was his ability to control
the midichlorians
to create life, that he actually did that.
Interesting.
That is why he was so fearful of Anakin whenever they heard about his birth.
Interesting.
Senator Palpatine had no idea about, you know, what his massa had did, you know, but he was very fearful of Anakin. And he thought that this was because, like, in the end, he lost his power. You know, he lost his ability to, you know, control the midichlorian, and of which case he was very fearful of Anakin, thinking that basically this was the Force's way to balance the power and to get even with him. That's why he was fearful about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen a fan-made film that they're trying to they're wanting the Star Trek franchise to go into. Do you know, as far as the Constitution class, here's a little trivia for you.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution class, who is the first captain of the USS Enterprise? This is trivia. Anybody in Chatland know who is the first captain of the USS Enterprise Constitution class?
Admiral Pike.
Nope. There was one before him.
Well, it must have been before it was actually christened.
No, it's in Star Trek canon, but it was more in the animated series than it was actual TV series.
Ah, okay.
But it is official Star Trek canon. It was Captain Robert April was the first captain of the USS Enterprise, and then he turned it over to command of Christopher Pike, who turned it over to James T. Kirk. They got a fan-made film of Captain April when Enterprise was first launched. It's pretty interesting.
Was you surprised that I knew the name Pike?
No, because he's been brought back up in the recent movies.
Yeah.
You know, and even there's a lot of Star Trek fans up to the recent movies that didn't even know about, you know, Captain Pike until they reintroduced him.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting.
Huh.
So, yeah, that's my take on that. Any other movies or anything you've heard about recently that you're interested in? I know I asked you, but did you ever get to see the Solo movie?
No, I have not seen that.
No, I can't tell you about it then.
Hey, you can't tell me about that one.
Need to see it.
Ooh, yeah, I want to see that one. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Really? Arnold Schwarzenegger is currently filming a 6th Terminator movie? I'll be crippled. Yeah.
He has a walker with a machine gun on it.
Right. Yeah.
I need my social security check. Wow. You went there.
I did. The 6th one, I mean, really?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did I tell you about the big crack they found?
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Where was this big crack? Was it on Uranus?
No.
Or Uranus? However they actually pronounce that. I know they don't actually pronounce it Uranus. I think it's Uranus.
Last few weeks ago or a month ago, there was an earthquake southwest of Yellowstone Lake, and it produced a fissure 100 foot long, and reports are that they've closed off part of the park southwest of Yellowstone.
So that's why I was seeing some Yellowstone stuff pop into a news feed a week, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And there hasn't been any information since.
Now, there's been a lot of fear that, that Yellowstone has been heating up, so to say.
Right.
And there's been some, it's one of them things, man. I mean, we're due. We're due.
Right.
It's been a while since our last one, and I think we are right around the 50-year mark as far as how overdue we are, or at least within 50 years of when the earthquake is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, heck, look at the island Kilauea.
Kilauea?
Yes. Look at what he said.
Kilauea.
Looking at that. That still ain't done erupting yet.
No.
It's still leaking.
Yep, it's still.
You know, it's still, you know, a cut that just doesn't want to stop bleeding. It's like, will you stop bleeding?
Right.
You know, and they have absolutely no idea on when this is going to be done. They have no clue.
Nope.
They have no clue. I mean, nothing huge, nothing. I mean, I don't want to say nothing huge out of it, but I mean, it's like, you know, it's just basically fissures have opened up, and there's some, you know, a few geysers, but I mean, nothing real major. Not that it's not causing a lot of damage, because it is, and it is going out to the ocean. You know,
Nothing more catastrophic than what it already has been.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge. It's not Mount St. Helen. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
It ain't a Mount St. Helen kind of thing. It's just a, you know, some cracks have opened up, and we got some
Lava.
going on.
Yeah.
Good morning, and how are you? Wow. But yeah, they actually have no idea when, you know, when that's going to stop and be done with and be over and any of that good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of volcanoes acting up around the world lately. There's one in Indonesia. You got Hawaii. You got Guatemala.
Yeah.
You got some in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska.
Japan still. Isn't Japan having
Something going on.
Well,
yeah.
they're having something geological. I don't know if it's volcanic or just earthquakes, but they're still reporting earthquakes around on that side.
Right.
You know.
Then you get the major wildfire in Northern California going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of destruction there. I think 21 people dead so far, last time I heard. 2 firefighters were killed within the last few days. And I believe it's west of Redding, California.
Where was it? What was this?
Northern California.
What was it?
West of Redding, California.
Not where. Earthquake, volcano, wildfires? Wildfire, okay, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
That's why I asked what. You kept answering where. What? No.
Fire.
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 Fire. Yeah. Fire's cool. Fire. Fire. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this.
Just a little bit. But yeah, a lot of environmental things going on. You know, fires, earthquakes, volcanoes. You know, cats and dogs falling from the sky, mating.
Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah. That.
I love that movie.
The original.
The original.
The original, yes. Don't cross the streams.
You know, guys learn that at a young age. We do. Don't cross the streams. It's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Bad things happen.
You just told me not to cross the streams. Cross the streams. Yeah. That was a movie ahead of its time back in that day, I believe. I mean,
there's a place
awesome.
I go to that they have an Echo One parked outside.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
I know you might not be able to see it, but Google. Let me get into it. I'm going to find it.
Find it.
I will.
See how long it takes you.
Here we go.
Got it?
Wow. Okay. No.
Nope. Wow.
Here we go. There we go.
Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Crap. Well, no. How to... You know, sometimes... Here we go. All right. There we go.
Got it?
All right, I'm here. I am
Sure.
here. No. Well, I'm by there. I'll find it. There it is. Okay. Oh, I need satellite. Gotta have satellite. I ain't going to show it to you until I actually bring it up because it is right. Oh, you suck. And of course, it's not there.
Well, where is it?
It's not here. Oh, yep, there it is right there. That's it.
Where?
That right there. That vehicle right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is Echo 1.
Oh.
That vehicle right there.
From here, that could be the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, and I wouldn't know the difference.
Well, it's not. It's not. Oh, wait. No. Wait, maybe that's it right there. Maybe it's that vehicle. Anyway, it's in this antique mall. You know what? Let me see if I can get a street view. There it is right there. Bam! Let me go down the road more. No, maybe that's not it. You know, that's so disappointing. It's either in this lot over here, or it's in that lot over here. I don't see it, though.
Yeah.
You know what? That almost looks like it could be it. But it's not.
No.
It's definitely not it. It's got to be over here in this one. Yeah, antiques. Yeah, see? Well, I know that it was on tour sometime not that long ago. Yeah, it was on tour not that long ago, antique tour. You know, I mean, it was funny, dude, because, who was it? I think I seen it. I might have been the one that seen it. There was the A-Team van, the DeLorean, Echo 1, and there was another one. Actually, a couple more.
Scooby-Doo?
I don't remember seeing the Mystery Machine. I don't remember
if you
seeing
see
that one.
with all those other vehicles, you know something's up.
Well, even just the ones that I seen, I was like, dude, holy cow. But no, they did a car show tour where it was, different museums or whatever. You know, they were showcasing it and whatnot. It was really neat. It was interesting. I thought it was interesting.
Take your word for it.
You should.
Yeah, well.
What are you talking about?
No.
I'm behaving today.
Oh, don't even go there. Yeah. No.
I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Well, is that all we got?
Let's see. We covered boring news with politics.
Yeah.
Crooked people, same old. Yeah. We covered AI, and
Love AI.
and the possibilities of what may to come. We did a little bit of movie news. You got anybody in the chat room asking anything?
Nah, no.
No?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's odd. Well, I guess. Bleep it, bit. That's all, folks.
All right. Well, hey, guys. Y'all have a great one. Until next time. Wouldn't it be great if the whole show was like this? All right, that's it.